Right, collective. This is a really complicated I want to talk about today because I need to talk about this because people are confused today, and it's really wonderful that awakening is happening and people are getting more and more spiritual. When you get spiritual, you get access to different entities time to time, and you get a different version of who we are, how we were created, and all kind of things. Okay, so I just wanted to bring a bit of sense in all these theories that is going all around in a community everywhere in spiritual spheres, like spiritual people, between spiritual people. And you need to understand, for example, when we talk about star seeds, it does not mean that it's a human who is genetically modified, but we talk about a soul that is originally was not created to be human, and that agreed to come and get involved in the soul recycling process and get into a human body, okay? I mean, from the birth. So you need to understand that humans are not 100% clean humans. We were modified genetically all along the divine our human history. And what you need to understand is people are denying this war between dark and light, and you need to understand this exists, okay? And you have to shift your perspective a bit so you could understand what I'm talking about, okay? So humanity is not the middle of the universe, okay? Or you need to understand that we were created on this earth for certain purposes, and after other wild beings intervene genetically in our growings, and not just one, we had many interventions from many species that they came from many galaxies or many universes. So it was not just one divine intervention, but many. And the reason for this, because a promise was given that this war between the dark and the light one day will be finished, and everybody in a galaxies or universe was believing that this prophecy will be filled by the human race, okay? And because we have free will to choose, and because we have a huge potential to decide which side, because we can have the shadow side and light side inside of us also. We have to learn to harmonize between the two, or alkalize, or different methods exist. But we still haven't managed to find a golden way between the two, because humans shift into dark side or light side. So what's happening is you need to understand that, for example, there are many species, but let's just take the reptilians. Reptilians were forced to go underground and live there. So they have a society a social setup done there that is really advanced technologically and spiritually also. and they used to live on the surface of the earth, okay? So you need to understand these reptilians want to go back on the surface, and a certain galactical confederation forbidden to them, because they said you live under the ground and a human lives on a surface, okay? But the problem is that people are waiting this prophecy to be fulfilled, so the war between the dark and a light would be resolved, okay? But the problem is that it's not happening yet, okay? So what's happening, some really intelligent species like reptilians, and some believe that some of them went underground, but some of them refused it, so they created the moon, and they might have a base on the moon, but under the surface there. Okay, there are many theories exist. You have to understand that these beings, or many other beings, decided to create, we call them clones, okay? So what's happening, they very slowly, they take out humans and clone them without a soul. So what they do, they place their soul in these clones, or there's other way is swapping that existing human body. So what they do, they place themselves in the human body, but they don't want to get into this recycling system, but they want to ascend. And they couldn't manage to ascend in their reptilian body. So that is the aim. And the other aim is they might want to get into the soul of a recycling soul, so they could have a chance to come back every time and control the planet on the surface of the earth, okay? So they're really intelligent. They say, no, we will balance this scale out of on the side of the darkness, okay? When you have connection with this type of entities, you need to understand that many of them exist, and some of them are on the dark side, some of them are on the light side. Also, you need to understand that every species want to stay alive. Every species is thinking about their future, and they have plan with humans, and they have plan with planets. And every time when different species intervened in the human race genomic, and they created they say humans, we can see in different religions different story about the creation of the human. While it is visible that it's different in every religion, and we can thank that different species had effect on our development, evolution, okay? So we have here a big, huge mess, and we are in the middle of a fucking spiritual war, okay? So you need to understand that these beings can move in other dimensions, not just on 3D, okay? So dimensions that are not visible for us, but they can come back on 3D. So it's I know it's really complicated and difficult to understand, because it's a big mess. I will be honest with you, it's a big mess. And when you are awakened and your third eye is open, and you are capable to be in your etheric body and experience lots of things in when you astro travel or astro project, it's a huge shock, okay? It's a very huge shock for humans. to experience this mass, because they do not understand. They do not understand what's going on. They are not involved in this galactical politics. And that unfortunately makes humans sometimes to choose the wrong side. And very often they pay with their soul, and their body will be snitched and used as a vessel. This is really, really important, that you understand and develop a sensitivity, that you listen to your intuition, your higher self, and you don't have to deal with every entities you have experience with. You don't have to be being really impressed because they can enhance your power or teach you, or even you think they can give you some extra power. You need to be aware of the danger that if you will encounter or get in connection with a race that actually hates women and wants them to fail, you will have serious problems. So it's evident why a reptilian wants to eliminate humans, because they came here first to live before us. So they consider the earth theirs, and we are the invader. They don't want us here. But because of the Galactical Federation, while got involved in this thing, they have to respect them. They have to respect their decision, like their law. So they need to play around humans, okay? So just cutting them off as they were planning it did not work, okay? So after, when you awaken, you have to practice healing, concentrating on your intuition and your higher self, that you are always in contact, and fixing your soul, fixing your karmic debt, that will help you to be more spiritual, and will wake up more and more. Your third eye is essential, guys. It is essential, because if you do not listen to your higher self, you do not listen to your intuition, you end up caught up in this big mess, and you don't know who to listen, because everybody's telling their truth, but from their perspective. But the problem is that, okay, there are some species like the Andromedian, for example, or Pleiadians. There are many Pleiadians, not just one type of Pleiadians. They quiet on the light side, so they don't want to destroy us. They want to make sure that we make our own choice towards ascension, okay? And that's what they're expecting us to do. Also, develop something that will solve this war between dark and light, okay? As a prophecy promised it. So, that is the... How shall I put this? That will help you a bit to clear up this mess that is going around in a spiritual milieu, and understand really where we are, who we are, where we belong to, and understand that whatever story you can hear about the origin of humans, who created us, who modified us genetically, they all right. All of them are right, okay? And this is really difficult to understand, but we have a bit of part in the human body that we are developed into. All of them modified us a bit genetically. Do you understand? So we are not 100% pure whatever we were created originally. When we say human, there is the whole fucking entire galaxy is in us. Universe is in us, because all the species all around the universe and the galaxy, not all the galaxy, but some of them came and intervened in our genetics, and that's how we are getting more and more intelligent, more and more developed, and well, that's the situation, okay? There are many other secrets that I want to talk about, but right now I'm concentrating on this one, okay? So it's really, really important when you get awakened. You have to observe. You have to apprehend. Apprehend is French. Excuse me, guys. I'm a bit tired. You have to learn, watch, just observe. Don't take straight away your state point, where you belong to and who you are. Learn, okay? After, what is most important things to understand who you are is going in your Akashic records and discover your lives before you had this one, okay? That will help you understand what's going on, okay? Also, because you are human, you have the possibility to choose between light and dark, okay? So when you choose dark or light, it does not change the fact you have to pay certain price, okay? As people say, to be an earth angel, you have to earn your wings, okay? It's really, really important that you protect what is yours, your soul, your destiny, your gifts, who you really are, and try to, I'm telling you, if you want to have a peaceful life, you need to keep it secret. Because I'm telling you, there are many society and there are entities behind these societies who's hunting down awakened people because they were not low grade and they know that they are star seeds or twin flame or whatever divine beings, and they want to harvest their energy, swaps their soul, swap their destiny, all kind of shit, okay? There is even a black market where people's soul, people, destiny is put up on a very high price, so people can buy them and use them as they want. This is, I know whatever I say, it sounds like really futuristic or not real, but I'm telling you, when you will peek into the spiritual realm, you will understand what I'm talking about, okay? You have to find yourself and as yourself as a human being. You need to understand your roots and why do you behave as you behave? Why do you look like as you look like? Why are you accepted or rejected from certain helps, from certain deities or entities? For example, God. I'm a bit saying a funny way because it can be any kind of religion. You need to understand. Originally, religion was meant to make people spiritual on earth and to grasp a part of source, who is he, and they put that in behind the image of God, okay? And source is God. God is source, okay? But people don't manage to understand this, okay? Well, let's get to the next things. You need to understand that this energy swapping and life swapping, destiny swapping is very common. If people would realize how many of you already lost your destiny because of an occult intervention like that, if you've been through that or you're going through, I'm sure you will understand what I'm talking about, okay? So you could make a bit of sense of this big mass that is humanity is dropped in practically. You need to be familiar with all the species that are intervened in the human genome, and also you need to understand their history, where they come from, why they came on Earth, what are their purpose with humans, and also you need to understand the Galactical Confederation and their policy and their power that they obliged to bind to. And you have to understand also that like in earthly politics, some species like reptilians or draconians, they are obliged to work with the Galactical Federation, but they want to trick them their way out of many agreements they made with the Galactical Federations, okay? Like, they do not have a right to stay on the surface of Earth, so they finding ways how to go around this agreement that was made thousands of years ago. So you need to understand what's going behind the scenes, okay? So also that every species has to survive. So they thinking of survival and they try to do the best they can to survive. Okay? And when you have a general vision about this, you will be a bit frustrated because you will understand the big mass, what is around us, what are we in actually. And it will be difficult to find a right way, a way out of it. And I'm telling you, the first thing you should focus on is your ascension. Because if you do not achieve ascension after a few lifetimes, you will get stuck like a rat in, the rat in these round things, that is going round. What will happen? You will get stuck in a solar recycling system. So the only way out is ascent, to be awakened, so you can get out of this matrix, and after continue your ascension until you will return to a certain energy form, your soul, and you can have a new type of life with this reality. Okay? It's really, really complicated. I understand, because it's really sounds like a messed up shit. But it is not. It's really hard to understand, but you will with time. Okay, guys out there. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please press a thumb up. You can contact me for spiritual coaching. Also, I do tarot. I have 2 tarot reading channels if you want to check it out. Anyway, thank you for watching me, and please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.